Ladies and gentlemen, we are fortunate enough to be joined today here at the Brunswick Green by Mr. Mohamed Morsi, the President of Egypt, who recently issued a decree giving himself absolute power and placing himself above the law a mere 6 months after the previous dictator, Mr. Hosni Mubarak, had been displaced. Mr. Morsi, congratulations on pulling it off.
Thank you.
It was hilarious, wasn't it?
It went really well.
Yeah. How long have you been an illusionist?
Well, all my life, but this is perhaps my biggest illusion.
And forgive me for asking, but how do you do it?
Well, it's simple misdirection.
It always is, isn't it? It always is, yeah. And some details, perhaps.
Well, I just taken a oppressive dictatorship from someone in the audience.
Yes. And then you make it disappear.
Gone. Like that.
And how do you do it?
Well, I just tell them to look over there, and then I just pop it in my sleeve.
Brilliant. But that's not the end of the trick, is it?
No. You see, you need what we call in the business the prestige.
And for the layman in the audience, what is that exactly?
Well, it's the piece de resistance. The part where I reveal that it was all a trick.
Yes.
So, while everyone's excited about the dictatorship being vanished, I wait, say, 6 months, and then I reach into your ear and ask, is this the undemocratic dictatorship from earlier? And can you verify for the audience that it is one and the same? Of course it is. Except now, it's in my hands.
Brilliant. Now, if I may say so, what's interesting about your illusions is that whereas a lesser magician might disappear something that people say they like, say for example a $100 note or a beloved family pet, something that they're happy when they get back. With you, it's the exact opposite.
Yes, look, it is a bit of a different emotional arc, but we're dealing with a much more savvy audience these days, and you have to give them something different.
Right, so it's like how people don't like happy clowns anymore.
That's right, I found they respond better to martial law and oppression.
Very good. I guess the only question then is what's next?
Well, Andy, this isn't the end of the trick.
Really?
There's still a few minor details.
Such as?
Well, one of the main statements that I made in my decree was that I'm authorised to do anything to protect the revolution.
Yes.
And what was the revolution about?
Well, mostly it was about overthrowing a dictator who had absolute power, and in order to do that,
I've had to assume absolute power.
It's a bit of a paradox, isn't it?
Yes, it's kind of like the Matrix.
Is that? I don't think that was what the Matrix was about.
Oh, I'm sorry. Maybe you're right. Although, could you remind me, which one of us has absolute power?
It's you, isn't it?
So I think that's what the Matrix is about.
Now, of course, your powers only last until December the 15th, when the new constitution is ratified. Can you give us any hints, anything we should be watching out for on the big day?
Andy, all I'll say is, when a democratic constitution gets placed into one of the 3 envelopes, you just have to follow the right envelope. Just pick the right one. What could be simpler than that?
Mr. Mubarak, thank you for your time.
Alakazam.